Good morning on day 3 of our trip. It is kind of overcast, really overcast, and the wind has died down significantly. Pine feels much less intimidating this morning because the water doesn't seem so crazy. Yesterday and into last night, there were giant whitecaps, like literally probably, well, definitely over 6 inches tall. It was really intimidating. Like, I was scared I'd never get off this campsite. And then in the middle of the night, actually, Stewie and I, through some feat of brilliance on his part, were able to sleep 90% of the night, 95% of the night in the hammock together. I'm not really sure how I conned him into doing it, but he did it, and he was such a trooper. I was so proud of him. But then it started sprinkling this morning, and so we escaped into the tent where he's now. But he's so smart. As soon as it stopped raining, he woke me up and he was like, okay, it stopped raining. I don't know if he was telling me like it's time for you to eat or what, because he had already eaten during the rain. Like, as soon as we got out of the hammock, he ate breakfast. So I don't know what he was, but he woke me up, and as soon as it stopped raining, and here we are trying to figure out what to do, because nobody likes to pack up camp in the rain. And it's funny, like everything that it would be on the board if we were to paddle out and leave this morning would be waterproof, right? So like, it's not like our gear would get wet or whatever. It's more just like, it's cold and I'm not that inspired to take off this morning. But this side wind that's really blowing kind of towards me and across the lake this direction doesn't make it, like, I wish it was just blowing that way, like, whoop, to take us back from whence we came. So here we are. Stewie, are you okay? So here we are, pulled over. I don't even know where we are. We're somewhere on Pine Lake. Until just now, we were, and I mean, we were doing a pretty damn good job, and then this like huge rain came in with wind and everything else. Poor Stu's cold, but I don't know what else to do right now other than just sit here and wait it out. There's literally nothing else we can do. And hopefully this shit passes. If this lasts hours, we're going to become hypothermic. So at some point, we'll have to just get going again. I feel bad for him though, because he's just like over it, you know? I had to lash him to this pink string is me lashing him to the board because I was afraid he'd go over. Well, here's Stewie at a portage. It's the portage from Pine to Little Caribou. We're on the Little Caribou side. He's wearing his fleece because we left Pine and it had just been misting all morning after it stopped raining initially, and I thought for sure that it was gonna be a clear day. And as you see now, many hours later, on Caribou, Little Caribou, there are patches, well, maybe not that much blue sky, but you can see the sun is starting to try and come through. The reason he's in his, whoa, don't video and fucking walk. The reason he's in his fleece, is because he's cold. You can tell he's cold. It's because We were in a driving rainstorm, headed into the worst headwind. It was terrible. It took like 2 hours to get off of Pine, maybe longer. It was a nightmare. I'm surprised I didn't cry. We lost the fin. Well, we lost the attachment to the fin. Luckily, I found the fin in the water just by the portage on Pine when I realized it was not on the friggin' board. We just had some ramen for lunch. He helped me finish that off. And it appears as if the campsite, and I asked some guys who were portaging the opposite way onto Pine, fools. It appears that the campsite on Little Caribou, which is right at that Narrows, right there, is perhaps unoccupied. And so the question is to go over there and just like get warm, set up camp, have it be a day. I think I know Stuart's answer. I think if right now I pulled out the tent and the sleeping bag, it would be over for him. He would just be done. But part of me also wants... Hey, Stuart, what are you doing? Part of me also wants to just get as far as we can. Stop it! Because today's Monday. The guides that we ran into on the portage said Thursday there's going to be 33-mile-an-hour winds coming from the west. So anyway, 33-mile-an-hour winds sounds terrible. And so maybe we want to cut it short on Wednesday. Which means, yeah. Okay. It's still day 3. Day 3, night 3. We're on Caribou Lake. The moon looks beautiful. And Stuart, instead of howling at it, is barking at it. What you doing, buddy? Huh? You barking at the moon? Is that what you're doing? Stuart, that's enough. Okay? Stuart, Stu. He's barking at himself. And he doesn't realize it. Today sucked. I just got Stuart to stop barking after like 45 minutes straight of that. Which was cute at first, but then just I couldn't get him to stop. And I'm so tired. Then I dropped the sleeping bag into like basically a ravine that I had to climb down to get it. And the rocks were slippery. And it was just like all in the dark, by the way. I hung the bear bag, made dinner. I basically am just so exhausted. I figure that I rode. I don't even know what kind of vessel I have anymore. I figure I paddled probably 7.5 hours straight, maybe 8, because I know I took a break at the portage, but it was long. Basically, none of the campsites I wanted were free. I skipped one in retrospect I should have taken, but I just was like too stubborn at the time. Anyway, I'll show the map tomorrow and how far I went and how stupid I am. But for right now, I just am going to eat my one little sweet treat left from the day and go to sleep.